Probably you've tried to slide into a girl's DMs many times because there are so many hot girls on Instagram, and most of the time you end up being ghosted. Most of the time she doesn't even see your message, she does not reply. Usually that's where most guys' DMs go and die, in a girl's inbox, buried below all the other guys trying to get into her pants. If you want girls to notice you, reply to your DMs, and eventually go on a date with you, there is a proper way to do it, and that's what we are going to see in this video. In my opinion, Instagram is really Tinder 2.0. It does the same thing, it just does it way better. Instagram is better than Tinder in the sense that she gets to see more of your life through your profile. I really believe that now Instagram is your social portfolio. It's really important to have a great profile to show people what hanging out with you is like, to show girls what your lifestyle is like so that she wants to be a part of it. In that sense, Instagram is really convenient because it does the same as Tinder does, but better. You can show more that, well, you're super amazing guy to be around. It also does it with way less effort, and personally that's why I really like it. After some point, when you start meeting a lot of women, when you start dating a lot of girls, you just don't have the time to text them individually all the time. And even if you don't have this abundance right now in your life, maybe you don't have the time to spend hours every day texting girls to maybe get a date with them at the end. So Instagram does all that, but it also makes it more convenient, easier, faster, and it also gives you access to hotter girls because, let's be honest, the 9s and 10s, they're not really on Tinder, they don't need it, but for sure they do have an Instagram. Okay, so obviously the first thing that you want to do is to pay attention to your profile. For reference, here is mine. When you see that kind of profile as a girl, what do you know about me? Well, you know that I like to travel, you know that I'm a kind of funny guy, and you know that I am active. Now, I want you to compare this to the profile of a guy who's not really attractive when you look at his Instagram. What's the difference? Well, most of his photos are sloppy, you don't really understand what his life is about, it's kind of confusing overall, and you don't really get a vibe of that guy. Nothing really happens in such a profile, it's just not really interesting to watch, and those photos don't really convey attractive qualities that women would find interesting. Good looks help, as usual, but it's more about the vibe of your profile. It's more about what she can find engaging in your photos. It's more about the kind of lifestyle that you have and how this lifestyle will be interesting and engaging to her. Needless to say, if you just have a full profile of mirror selfies, even if you're ripped, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not gonna get great results, and a guy like me, who's not necessarily ripped, is gonna slide into your girl's DMs. So you really wanna make sure that your profile conveys personality. As well, learning some photography, basic skills wouldn't hurt. For example, the rule of thirds. If you understand that you have to position yourself or the subject of your photo in 1/3 of the frame, it's going to make your photos way more engaging. You wanna think about the value that your photos are going to convey to your viewers. Pictures that you put on Instagram are not for you. They are for your viewers. They are for the girls that you want to date. And so if you understand that the photos that you put on your profile must add value to those who are going to watch them, there you will get results. For example, if you have pictures of yourself with a good outfit, or pictures of yourself climbing a very impressive mountain, or pictures of yourself playing with your dog and the shot is taken well and your dog is super cute, well, this gives value to the people watching the photo, as opposed to, again, a selfie really wouldn't add much value. Point is there, spend effort making those photos. It's really going to make a world of a difference. And then eventually your profile is going to be ready and you're going to text her. Now, if you want to slide into a girl's DMs properly, you want to do it in a certain way, and that's not what every guy is doing. Either they are commenting on a girl's photo to tell her, oh my god, you're so pretty, wow, I want to marry you, I'm going to fly all the way around the world to come get with you. That's very creepy, very try-hard, very needy. You don't want to compliment girls in their photos. You don't even need to comment on a girl's photo, by the way. What you want to do is a little bit different. Here is what I found works best so far. You're going to find a girl that you like on Instagram, you're going to follow her, and you're going to like 10 of her posts in a row. If you do this, you're going to stand out in her feed, in her notifications, and she's going to notice you. Maybe she's going to click on your profile, and maybe she will start to have a good idea of what you look like, what you are about. And if she really likes your profile, she's even going to follow you and send you the first message. That doesn't happen often, but I had it happen to me, and it's a great sign that this girl really likes you and that your profile is really effective. Anyways, once that's done, you will see her pop into your Instagram feed and you will be able to see her story. The next thing that you want to do is to comment on one of her stories when she posts something that you find interesting. Doing so is way more engaging to her than just complimenting her or commenting on one of her photos or just telling her, hey, how are you? By making her talk about herself, by commenting on something that she posted, she's going to be way more interested in engaging in a conversation with you. And once she replies, you will be able to start a conversation. Once you're there, don't sweat it, just reply to what she says. And by this point, this is basically a Tinder conversation. You're going to be a little bit funny, you're going to be a little bit witty, you're going to drop flirtatious comments, and this one specifically is very important. If you don't want to end up in the friend zone and be classified as just another simp on Instagram, you have to take the risk to make this conversation flirtatious. You have to take the risk to talk about your interest for her, or her interest for you, or you guys' mutual interest for each other. Based on how she reacts to this, you're gonna get a clear sign of where you should lead this conversation. If she reacts well, you know it's on and you can keep leading the conversation to a date. If she ignores it, or if she just gives you like an emoji or a funny gif, well, it's a sign that she's not that interested and you can keep talking to her a little bit more, but probably she's not that interested. You will try again down the line to make it flirtatious, and if once more she doesn't really react well to it, you should move on and next her. This is really the deal breaker point. This is when you will know whether or not this girl is interested in you, whether or not this girl is interested in your profile. If she's interested, basically, again, it's Tinder, move the conversation towards a date. At this point, you don't want to screw up your text, so don't be needy, don't be try hard, don't be overtly nice, don't send paragraphs, just have a chill conversation and make sure to lead that to a date. On that note, by the way, I made another video on how to lead a conversation to a date. I will put the link somewhere around this video. Go check it out. Probably you're not going to make this whole conversation in a single day. Probably you're going to send a message and maybe she's not going to reply immediately. She's just going to reply the next day. It's okay. It doesn't mean she's not interested. In the meantime, go on about your life, enjoy yourself, and think about doing one very important thing: post stories. Stories are amazing to stay top of mind with the girls that you're trying to date. Why? Well, first, because girls are usually quite bored and they don't have better to do than to watch people's stories on Instagram. Okay, but then it's super useful because you can actually see who is watching your stories. So for example, if you post 5 stories in a row and this girl that you're trying to flirt with watched them, you can see that, and it's a great sign that she's at least curious about you. In my opinion, Instagram is really a great way to meet women. This is the future of dating apps. You can do so much more, you can do it so much better, and you can do it with way less effort. Once your life is at a certain point, once your text game is at a certain level, you will find that Instagram is way more convenient and efficient than even Tinder or any other dating app. You can very well slide into girls' DMs provided you play your cards right. This video showed you exactly how to do it. Now go out there, work on your profile, send those DMs, and if you found this video useful, consider subscribing, leave a like, and I will see you guys next time.